Hey there, Star Wars folks. This is Darth Skippy, and today I'm going to talk about, in my little toy corner of the world, I'm going to talk about the 1979 Kenner Star Destroyer that was die-cast metal. Of course, it was die-cast metal on the top, and the bottom was made out of plastic. And this is a really cool piece, and I'm going to talk about it today. I just wanted to get into talking about a lot of my collection and my toys. I have so many collectibles in my office. I've been collecting since I was a little kid, actually. I still have my original R2-D2 and my original X-Wing fighter, which my X-Wing is hanging right above my head up here in the shop. And it is just one of those things where I love talking about the toys because some of the toys, I will tell you, some of the toys were great, you know, and the way you can tell how great a toy is how much it's played with. Like if it's losing stickers, it's scratched up, that means you played with it. It was a very loved toy. Now, and some people, not especially. I back in the day, I wasn't thinking about collecting. I was thinking about burning the dirt and playing with them and pew, 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 or whatever. That's what was going on. I wasn't thinking about collectability because I've had so many things, you know, in the past. I'm going, oh my God, I had that. I can't believe I don't have that anymore. But as a kid, I really loved that toy and I played with it a lot. This was one of those things I was not able to get. So this was, I wouldn't say it was a holy grail toy for me, but it was a toy that I was not able to get, you know, and I finally was able to get it about 10 to 15 years ago. We have a store here in Louisville, Kentucky called The Great Escape, and they actually had it available, and I bought it for, I want to say I bought it for around 20 or 30 bucks at the time, and it's just a really cool toy. So without any further ado, check this out. This is the diecast Star Destroyer made by Kenner in 1979. Of course, you know, all the Kenner stuff back then was made in Hong Kong. So this thing here, it's held up pretty good. It's got some scratches on it. It's a little dirty, you know, but you know that adds to the, you know, that adds to the flair to it because it's just so cool. And like you can see, it's got the detail for back then for these kind of toys. You know, it's pretty awesome because back then they didn't make them as detailed as they do now. And you can see, you know, it's got everything on there. It looks really, really cool. It's in pretty good shape. This one also had the flip top bottom where you could open this little door up here on the bottom, and it actually has TANF 4. And TANF 4 does come out. This is one of those things where, like, you know, you could flip it over. It's got this like little fin that actually keeps it inside, you know, the ship, but you could also take it and, you know, you had both of them here. And I always thought that was cool that they had, like, you know, the little you know, TANF 4 inside of here, and you could chase it along and do your thing and play as a kid. And of course, that little fin that's on top of there, you just take that, and there's a little slit that goes down inside of this that you actually stick it into, and that's what keeps it secure. And it's still, to this day, still works, which is amazing, because you would think by this time it would be ready to fall out and not work anymore, but it actually still holds it together. And this actually sits, it's got two little legs, you know, not really landing gear, because back then they didn't really have landing gear. Now we know now that, you know, the Republic Star Destroyers or Republic ships had landing gear, which we didn't know anything about. Star Destroyers, we didn't even know if they had landing gear or anything like that. So, you know, we had these little pegs on here they used, and they used the reactor as part of the tripod that actually held it when you set it down on something so it actually sit. But this is just one of those things. It's a really cool toy. I think they went for around $5, somewhere in there, when they were brand new. And I know you're going, $5? Well, that's really cheap. Back in the day, in the 70s, $5 for a toy, that was a lot of money. I can remember as a kid, $3.99 for an action figure was a lot of money. I mean, you got to think about it. In today's standards, you're talking, that's probably somewhere around $20. That's kind of where the Black Series are sitting nowadays. So, pretty expensive for a toy. Especially, you know, if you're back in the day, you're getting it for a kid, and they could be tearing it up or whatever. But this thing did not have stickers. This was painted. So all these little gray little spots you see that are up here, these are all painted. Now, I don't know if they're hand painted. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I know that they were painted. I would say back then they most likely were hand painted. And they look amazing. I mean, the detail on this thing is too cool. I've always loved this toy. I think it's such an amazing toy. It's about probably 5.5 inches maybe long. Um, I'd say maybe 3 inches wide. So it's a pretty decent sized toy. But I just want to talk about some of my toys. I'm going to start doing this and kind of showing them off because I have so many toys and so many collectibles, and I think you guys would enjoy seeing them. And of course, if you want to reminisce or you have anything you want to put a comment down below, please do so. I'd love to hear about it. I love hearing about toys. I love hearing about people and their experiences, because people have those holy grail toys out there that they've never been able to get a hold of, or they finally, after they become an adult and they're 30 years old or 40 years old, they finally get that toy, and it takes them back to that point in their life where they were like, oh, I remember that toy. I remember going to the store and seeing it on the shelf, and it's kind of an important thing. It takes us back. So if you folks like to check out the website, you can do that at darthskippy.com. You can also check me out on Instagram, and it's just at Darth Skippy. And of course, if you would like to get any merch or anything like that, go to my website, and there's a little tab that says merch. I have a lot of cool t-shirt designs out there. Some of them are Star Wars, some of them are not. It's just cool stuff that I'm doing on Teespring right now, and they're very affordable. I don't really make a lot of money off of them or anything like that. I think I might make $5 off of most of that stuff, but I just do it because I love it, and I think it's great. So you folks, take it easy. If you need to email me, do that at therealdarthskippy@gmail.com. You folks, take it easy. I appreciate you checking out the video today, and be sure to subscribe. I'm going to be doing more of these, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. May the force be with all of you, and I'll catch you later.